Hey everyone, today we're doing 9-4 reteaching. The learning objective for this lesson is going to be to estimate sums and differences of fractions. So here we are to find the sum, or estimate the sum, of 3/8 plus 9/16. So we're going to take a look at a number line and see whether or not, or see if these fractions are closest to 0, 1/2, or 1. So if we were to put 3/8 onto a number line. Notice that 3/8 is less than 1, so my whole numbers here is going to be 0 and 1, because 3/8 is between the two of those. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and divide my number line into eighths. So I like to start in the middle, and then I'm going to have so here's my number line divided into 8 pieces. So right here we have 1/2, or in eighths it would be written as 4/8. So we know that we're looking at these three benchmark numbers, 0, 1/2, and 1. So if we were to plot 3/8 on this number line, we would count over to the third tick mark, which is going to be right there. So this is going to be our 3/8. Now we want to take a look at what this is closest to. Well, it's between 0 and 1/2, so I know it's going to round to one of those two numbers. So look at the distance between 3/8 and 0 and the distance between 3/8 and 1/2. And you can see that my red line on the right is much shorter than my red line on the left. So we're going to go ahead and take 3/2 and round it to, or 3/8, sorry, and round it to 1/2. Because that's the number that's going to be the closest here. So now I'm going to kind of rewrite this line so it has 16ths on it. And because the 8 or 16ths is like twice as many as 8, I'm going to use the same number line. So here's my eighths. I'm going to go ahead and cut these in half so I have twice as many pieces. Okay, so this line right here in the middle is still going to mark my 1/2, which with 16, the denominator of 16, it would be 8. 16ths is going to be 1/2. So again, we're going to plot our 9/16 on there, and we're going to figure out which one is closer to. So I know that my half mark is 8, and so one more over is going to be 9. So I want to look at the distance between the two numbers that the fraction falls between, and it falls between 1/2 and 1. And notice that the distance between 9/16 and 1/2 is much smaller than the distance between 9/16 and 1/2. So we are going to round this number also to 1/2. So to find an estimate for our problem, we're going to add 1/2 and 1/2, and then when we add those two numbers, we get 1/2. So our estimate for this problem, this 3/8 plus 9/16, is 1/2. Let's take a look at another problem using subtraction. All right, so here we are finding, we are estimating the difference. I apparently forgot to change that word, because when we were finding the answer to a subtraction problem, we're finding the difference of 4/5 minus 3/8. So again, like we did last time, I'm going to create a number line and plot these two fractions to figure out if they're closest to 0, 1/2, or 1. So because they're both proper fractions, I know that they're going to be between 0 and 1 because all proper fractions are less than 1. It represents a part of a whole. So if we're looking at the 4/5 first, let's take a look at that. We would have 1, 2, 3. We'll pretend these are even. Okay, so my half, because half of 5 would be 2.5, it's not going to be an actual tick mark, but my half point would be right about here. Okay, so we'll use that to kind of judge where or which number we should round our 4/5 to. So if I plot 4/5 on my number line, I have my half is representing 2.5 and then 3, and then 4/5 is going to be right here. So you can see that, let's look at the distance between the two possibilities. We have from 4/5 to 1 and from 4/5 to 1/2. So you can see that this little Humpty Hump to 1 is shorter than the one that goes to 1/2. So our 4/5, we're going to round up to 1 when we are finding an estimate, and then we're going to have to figure out what we need to round 3/8 to. And I realize that we actually used this fraction on the last one, but we're going to go ahead and go through the estimating process one more time. So I'm going to redraw my number line with my split up into eighths instead of fifths this time. So, well, let's erase these lines here too. Start from scratch. Okay, so halfway is going to be 4. Here's my 1/2 mark, 4/8. And then split the rest into eighths. There we go. Okay, so our 3/8 is going to be placed right in front of the tick mark in front of 1/2 or 4/8. So then we're going to compare once again the distance between 3/8 and 1/2 and the distance between 3/8 and 0. So like last time, we see that this distance is much shorter than this distance. So we're going to go ahead and round that 3/8 to 1/2. So our new problem to find an estimate becomes 1 minus 1/2. And we can, take a look at if you were to draw this in a picture. So we have 1 whole. If we took away 1/2, we would have 1/2 left. So our answer here is going to be 1/2. Our estimate for this problem is going to be 1/2.